So I resaw Ready Player One today, in 4DX at Cineworld.
Fun,
I
suppose.
Have you seen any films in 4DX?
I've seen Star Wars and Jumanji in 4DX.
And what did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I don't think I would see it as a first watch. If I enjoyed a film, I would see it. Maybe like the second or third watch. I would, if I was like wanting to see a film multiple times. It kind of adds something new if you've already seen it a couple times. But I wouldn't say if you want to experience the story the first time, I wouldn't watch it. Like, I wouldn't see it in 4DX. It can be really jarring and really take you out of it. Was there any lightning effects in your?
Yes, there were a lot.
Yeah, they're annoying as hell.
Yeah,
I hate lightning.
As my brother said, they should have had the lights at the back of the room flashing, so they're not in your face. Because I didn't enjoy it. I don't see the appeal. I don't think it adds anything to the film. It just shakes you around and then sprays you in the face.
In Star Wars was a lot of fun. Like, a lot of fun. I can't think of anything else. The seat rumbling's quite funny. But it didn't really work for Jumanji. I think it worked better for Star Wars than it worked for Jumanji. Jumanji, the entire like last 20-30 minutes of Jumanji is set in a thunder and lightning storm. So it was really annoying with these. You were getting sprayed in the face and also having lightning like basically shine on the screen for ages and ages and ages, so you couldn't see what was going on. And that coupled with real 3D just wasn't happening. But
it got to some points where it's like when it was shaking so much that I couldn't see what was happening because the screen kept going out of view. It was covered by the 3D glasses because we were shaking so much.
Yeah, I've never had that before, but I will say the audiences in 4DX are a lot. They seem to think, oh, it's a free for all basically because you're getting shaken about. So they'll go on their phones, or they'll talk. And
we had no talking.
Did you know? I've had shouting, I've had screaming, I've had
the past 3 films we went to. There was no talking. There was talking, but this one there wasn't talking, which was good. Yeah, like because there's a lot of drone scenes in Ready Player One.
Oh right,
so
yeah.
that was really uneasy.
Was it not a lot of fun? I would imagine. I was considering seeing it because there's no IMAX expanded ratio or whatever in it, so I wasn't overly bothered about seeing it in IMAX. But I thought 4DX might have made it a little bit fun for like the race at the beginning.
Nah, I would have just rather seen it in IMAX to see if it looks any better. But yeah.
It's a shame. I think I'll probably not go in 4DX again until like near the end of Avengers run. Where I've seen Avengers like 7 times and I'll want to have something to spice it up.
Yeah.
That'll probably be the next time I see something in 4DX, but I can't imagine me going anytime soon.
I like how there's a button to turn off water, but it does nothing because you still get water from other people's chairs.
Yeah.
We saw they played the Jurassic World trailer, and we got that in 4DX sort of experience.
Did it play in 4DX? Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I've never had a proper trailer play in 4DX before. I've only ever had. There was a Need for Speed Rivals 4DX advert that they played before both times I went.
Right.
Never had a trailer. Yeah, that was really annoying. They just basically they want to try and get it's like a minute long or whatever, so they wanted to try and get the most experience out of it.
Yeah.
So they basically just turned everything up to 11. They started the smokes, started they started like the lightning, they started everything. They pumped in tire smells and stuff. Did you smell any smells?
Oh yeah, there were loads of smells. Yeah, it was very
I've never had the smells properly work for me apart from like gunfire or tires. That's the only times I've ever really smelled anything.
Because like for Jurassic World, it was like whenever a dinosaur roared, it would blow wind, and then like when Owen's like covered in that cloud that should kill him and burn him to no repair, steam started coming up or smoke.
That's
or
cool.
However.
Oh, you wouldn't have had. Did you have the snow?
No.
Okay, right. So at the end of Star Wars, there's this. They put on the snow effect because they're on what's it called again? Oh, I've forgotten the name.
Oh,
of the planet.
Crate.
Crate, yeah. So it's not actually snow, but it's like
It's
salt.
yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, because there's snow at the end of Ready Player One, and there's no.
They did not put the snow effect on.
Nah.
Good, because it makes a hell of a noise. It goes.
Yeah, because it's a bloody snow machine.
Puts these like really horrible foam down. So like at the end of it, where Rey saves everyone at the end of The Last Jedi, there's just a massive noise as they all go back out into the snow. But it wasn't even snowing in the scene, so yeah. I don't get it.
Spoilers.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's been 4 months now.
If anyone hasn't seen The Last Jedi, okay,
it's available to buy on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray now, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the Oh Hi Films podcast, where we talk about films and stuff.
Never did the official podcast of.
It's the only podcast where you can hear Cameron and it's not the only podcast you can hear me.
It's the only podcast on the internet you can hear Cameron Howell. So far.
There's a wee Easter egg. Try and find me. I'm also on another iTunes.
I'm not letting you advertise it at all. You're not getting to advertise it.
We're also on YouTube. Just type in Jordi Steele and I'm that famous.
You'll get 2 videos that you tried to take off the ground.
This week, me and Cameron went to see Pacific Rim, A Wrinkle in Time, Blockers, and I went to see Isle of Dogs, and Cameron, you went to see
Proud Mary, The Square, and Unsane. So
we'll be getting to those.
There's a lot of reviews. There's a lot of news as well this week.
Yeah. To begin with, before we go into reviews, we got news because the show is about news, reviews, and awesome dudes. And...
Oh my god! I'm gonna make you cut that out. I'm gonna edit this podcast this week, and I'm gonna cut that out. Right. We're gonna start off with fake news. I believe in fake news.
Is it fake news?
Pretty sure.
I don't know.
I think it's fake news.
I'm not sure what you've read because it's a petition.
Is it a petition?
Yeah, there's a petition to get Meryl Streep cast, or to get Princess Leia recast for Star Wars Episode 9 as Meryl Streep.
Right. So I read on something like the one I linked to this morning was it wasn't a petition; it was a rumor.
All right. Well, there's been a petition that started.
Happen. All right. Well, what I read was a rumor that an insider said Lucasfilm is looking to replace Carrie Fisher with Meryl Streep.
They wouldn't.
I don't think they would. I can imagine the backlash. And it was like they said at the end with a very good point that there was a rumor for Alden
Ehrenreich.
Oh yeah, that. And there was a rumor a couple months before it was announced that he was going to take over as Han Solo, and it did happen. So they might just be testing the water to see, I suppose.
But why? That doesn't make it. That's a bad idea.
100% agree. I don't think. I think I could possibly come round to the idea. But I don't think anyone else could play it.
I guess Meryl Streep would be. You can't recast Princess Leia.
I suppose, yeah. 40 years of Princess Leia and you're not recasting.
But in the petition, it talks about, he's like, "Hi, Lucasfilm," and then he goes on to basically explain who Princess Leia is, and then it's like, he's like,
"Who's that?"
Look
at Kathleen Kennedy's like, "Oh my god, I didn't know that was who it was. I was assumed she was a background character. I had no clue."
Yeah, and it's like, we need to give her a proper send off, Carrie Fisher. So let's recast her. It's such a backwards thing to be like, oh, let's pay tribute to Princess Leia and Carrie Fisher by recasting Princess Leia, and it gets me angry. Cameron,
has Meryl Streep got a new film coming out?
Probably.
Soon?
I mean,
because you could get this debunked pretty quickly if a new film was coming out. If you had a new film coming out. But I don't think she's got anything coming out new.
The whole point this is sort of started is because of the way back when it was rumored that Ryan Johnson's vision for episode 9 was to heavily feature Princess Leia. So everyone's thinking like, oh, how are they going to do it? But they forget that J.J. Abrams' vision for episode 8 wasn't killing off Snoke so quickly.
I'm so excited to see what J.J. Abrams tries to do with picking up the pieces of that. Because I don't like the idea that I love The Last Jedi, 100, like one of my favorite Star Wars movies, but I don't like the fact that they didn't have a consistent vision for the trilogy. Like, George Lucas knew what he was going to do for episode, like, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
So there was nothing really to...
Well, that's not true.
Say, I know, but, like, I think he had a rough idea.
He had an idea for 4, and then it was successful, so they're like, alright, let's make 5 and 6. So he made 5 and 6. But, like...
There still was a vision for the end, and I suppose if he didn't think it was going to get a sequel...
I think you'll find George Lucas did A New Hope, and then Lawrence Kasdan took over for Empire Strikes Back, so it sort of fits that a director took over and changed it, sort of.
Does he not still have a story by credit? I'm sure he still has a story by credit.
He was a producer, I guess, or written. I don't know. But, like, yeah, you can't change... You can't... fuck off.
Oh, he didn't write it at all. Leah Brackett and Lawrence Kasdan wrote it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think. But no, she might have started writing it, but she died before it went into production, so...
Alright. Meryl Streep's next 2 films will be Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, Mary Poppins Returns, and then in development is The Knicks and Masterclass. Was it obvious
so I
how
suppose
much
we'll
I burped
for sure then, if by like soon.
She can't.
No,
be.
for sure.
They can't.
She's
the
in it.
Backlash would
They start
be
filming
horrible.
in June. They start filming in June, so I doubt it very much.
The backlash would be terrible.
Yeah, no, that's not worth it. I wouldn't do it.
I don't think JJ would want to do it.
No.
Because JJ likes to play things safe and it pays off. But no, you wouldn't recast Carrie Fisher. That's a kind of like fuck you to Carrie Fisher, which we don't want to happen. Because what if she's shit in the role?
She wouldn't be. I don't think. Like,
but it wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't be the same. But she wouldn't make it terrible. Like, she wouldn't be bad, but she wouldn't be Carrie Fisher.
Moving swiftly on from bad ideas in Disney, let's go over to bad things happening at Foxland.
Yeah, so New Mutants got delayed again, and Dark Phoenix got pushed back for the first time, I suppose, but New Mutants got delayed to like August, so that's over a year away. It's supposed to come out, it was originally supposed to come out in like a couple weeks' time, was it not?
I think so. I believe so.
It was supposed to come out middle of April, I think, and it got pushed back to August next year. So, and Dark Phoenix got pushed back to February, which isn't great. I think New Mutants is the one to be worried about the most. I don't think Dark Phoenix is getting like anything overhauled, but New Mutants is getting an overhaul. I
believe the what is reported is that Dark Phoenix is being reshot to include an extra character.
The same extra character that's being added to New Mutants?
Maybe. I kind of hope not. I hope it's Deadpool for Dark Phoenix, but I don't give a shit about that film, so who cares? But I did sort of give a shit about New Mutants.
New Mutants, which is going to be like 50% of the film is getting reshot, so it's not a new character is not the same as half of your movie.
Yeah, so reportedly Fox wanted Matt Bloom?
Josh Bloom.
Is it Josh? Yeah, Josh Bloom to reshoot over 50% of it to make it more scarier. Or more scary. To make it scarier.
But what was it before? It was a horror film.
I guess it wasn't scary enough. I mean, the trailer looked sort of scary.
I don't want to go too scary, but I don't also want to go not scary at all.
Yeah.
There's a balance there. It's going to be PG-13 though.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
I'm not sure why they're doing it. It's
They seem to have got more confident with our ratings and then decided, no. Let's only make it Deadpool that can be that.
They'd still be rated 15 here.
It could, but it wouldn't.
Because Deadpool was rated 15.
Yeah, but New Mutants won't be that. Because it could be, but it won't be. Unless they have suicide in it. So, I don't know. Which is it's a bit disappointing. Because every time you go to Cineworld, you see New Mutants in the like coming soon for 2018 bit in the video.
Mm-hmm.
So many films, great films coming out this year. You'd be stupid not to buy Unlimited, and New Mutants is the biggest one on the entire list.
So's X-Men Dark Phoenix, and now that's they've been pushed back an entire year.
I worry what's going on since Disney is supposed to be buying them. Obviously, we don't know.
Deal hasn't happened yet. Not happened.
I don't know what the point is. If it goes through, these movies will be probably the last Fox movies to come out, unless Gambit goes ahead this year.
Gambit has seen a spark in life. Yeah, there's still
hope, even though it's not got a director. I'm available, by the way. I'm not doing nothing in June. So if you wanna, I'll do it. I don't care. Yeah, I don't see the. You got any extra thoughts on this story? Gambit. I just added the Gambit news in there. I don't know why it wasn't on the list.
I kind of want to see what the film is like now before it is reshot. Because this is what happened, sort of with Fantastic.
Oh yeah, you can see. I don't want to be like that, where you can actually see where they reshot the movie.
Yeah, you can see where they reshot it, and then there's also the stories where like they locked Josh Trank out of the editing room so that like he had an idea for the film, and then they edited it so it was like rubbish. But
he's done now, isn't he, Josh Trank? He's done nothing.
I don't think he's doing anything now, which is a shame because
Chronicle was decent enough. Like, it was fun.
But Max Landis also did Chronicle, and we know how that turned out.
We don't want to speak about Max Landis anymore. Although American Ultra's okay, Victor Frankenstein's okay. It's him as a person which I've kind of gone off. I used to be big on Max Landis.
Right, yeah,
but he's a bit of a arse.
An arse, right?
Colin Trevorrow is officially directing Jurassic World 3. Or
who's doing Jurassic World 2?
J.A. Bayona. He directed A Monster Calls.
Is that the one with Liam Neeson?
Yeah,
as the monster.
I don't think his other films are all foreign language movies, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he did The Impossible as well. You know, the disaster movie, the arty-farty disaster movie about the flood and the Boxing Day tsunami, sorry.
Oh, with Ewan McGregor and
Tom
Holland.
Yeah.
That was a real life story.
I know.
It's not really an artsy-fartsy disaster
It was
film.
a bit. It wasn't. Yeah, I know.
It's based on a true story.
It was a heartfelt disaster movie. Like, it was sad. It wasn't like smashy, is what I meant. For Fallen Kingdom, he's put a kind of a twist on the Fallen Kingdom. He's changed for like the first time since I think Jurassic World 3. It's scoped, so he's made it 240 again.
All right.
So it's not gonna be like a taller. Jurassic World was 2.00. This is gonna be 240 again, so it's giving it a kind of like more cinematic look. But
I'm sure most of our listeners will have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't care.
I don't know what you're talking about. So.
Yeah, he's changed the aspect ratio. So I think with Trevorrow we'll get a bigger. Trevorrow. We'll get a bigger. I'm just making sure I'm saying it right. We'll get a taller aspect ratio, which is kind of exciting. But it depends. I don't know if we're shooting on film again, are we?
I hope it's a good film.
I'm looking forward to it. I like the first one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not. It's not.
I liked it more than most people liked it. But...
We'll go back to film as well, I would imagine. This one's been shot digitally. Yeah. I think we'll go back. I think I like the look he's done for this though. I think he's posted a lot. He's really proud of it. He's really excited about it, and I think he'll do good with it. I like the Jurassic World trilogy. I like the Jurassic World film. I think it's gonna be a great trilogy. But
it's better than Jurassic World Park 3.
Yeah. So more kind of big news, I suppose, which was really exciting, was the Captain Marvel character list got announced. So the cast list was announced, and because it's gone into production, and some interesting names appeared on that list, including Clark Gregg as Coulson, Lee Pace as Ronan the Accuser, and the guy from the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Do you not remember his name?
I don't remember his name. No.
You don't remember Korath the Pursuer?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh my
I have an action figure of him, but I don't. It was a mini one. It wasn't like a big one. I got it with like a set from Home Bargains.
Remember when that trailer was released? That was iconic.
Yeah, he's the guy that goes, "Who?
Who?" Yeah. I remember back. That was my first Comic-Con that I was like watching closely.
Do you think he'll have a bigger part?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
There will be cameos.
Probably, because it's all about. I don't know if Ronan. I don't think Ronan will be the big baddie.
No, I doubt it very much. It's Skrull the big baddie.
Yes.
Maybe he'll have something to do with the suit, because isn't our original suit Kree?
Well, Captain Marvel, played by Jude Law, is Kree.
Okay.
He's going to be a big blue bastard, I think. Yeah.
So maybe there'll be some. He'll be fight. Captain Marvel will be fighting him in the beginning. Maybe. Possibly.
Maybe they'll encounter Ronan because he'll be like, "You're not Captain Marvel. You're a human." But maybe he'll be better represented in this film. I'm not sure.
Well, it's Clark Gregg. He's in it as Coulson again. Do you think Coulson will be a big part in it, or do you think it's another cameo?
I think it might be another cameo or like small, tiny role.
I think he'll play a decent enough part in it, but I don't think I think it might be how their friend, like Nick Fury and Coulson's friendship kind of starts. I think we'll probably see that.
See, I think
he'll be a lower level. I was thinking a lower level. Is she in it?
I don't think so, but that's why I think that he would basically have a Mariah Hill role that she has in Avengers and Winter Soldier.
It's like right hand man kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking it might be a lower level agent, so we won't see him as much. But this might be how we got to where he is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I thought when I first saw it. Like 90s. How long ago was that compared? So that was like, how old would he be? They're gonna have to do a lot of de-aging.
Not really. It's just the 90s. It's just 20 years ago.
I know, but Clark guy, he looks a bit older now than he did in even like in Iron Man. De-aged. So do you think Fury's gonna have an eye? So that'll be.
He's gonna have an eye. He has an eye for talent. I don't know what they're going to do with Fury. I hope he's not a Skrull. I hope someone else is a Skrull. It would be really weird if Coulson is a Skrull, because that would sort of retcon everything that's happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
They wouldn't do that. They would have to fight. So unless Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. finishes before this movie comes out, which I think it might get renewed again. I've heard it's going to get cancelled, but I think they might have one more in them. I think that would be a complete dick move for them to make him a Skrull the entire time. Although they would have said something, because he has, in like official canon, he has had his chest opened up.
He has Kree blood. Or something. That storyline was confusing.
Yeah, he had Kree blood put into him, I'm pretty sure. I watched that, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very long, something to do with a weird woman who turned into a spiky lady. Who knows?
That was the Inhumans one. Oh my god, there's so many storylines of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What's Agents of
They've
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
split it into two, so each half is a new storyline now.
Oh my god. I stopped watching.
Last year it was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider and then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. something. In the first half of this, they went to space this series.
I haven't watched that series, so...
I haven't either. I'm waiting for it to either finish or
The first half was Ghost Rider. The second half was Hydra simulation thingy.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come on Amazon. I think I'm just gonna. I don't have E4 in HD. I've got UView, so I can't watch it in HD, and it annoys me when I can't stop watch stuff in HD. So.
All right.
There were some more set photos that got released. Like she's officially started. We saw her in like 90s.
Yeah,
she
we
saw
saw
Guns
her
N'
in
Roses
Guns
t-shirt.
N' Roses t-shirt and another 90s thing. And
she had like a shirt on, like a baggy shirt. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she looked very human.
So, but she doesn't turn Kree, does she? I don't know anything about Captain Marvel.
Basically, I don't know how they're going to do the film, but in the series, basically Captain Marvel is Captain Marvel. He's a Kree. He comes to Earth, falls in love basically with this air fighter called Carol Danvers, who originally became Miss Marvel, but is in the comics is now the Captain Marvel. So she will become Captain Marvel in the film. Yeah.
So Jude Law dying early on then.
Probably, or maybe she's Miss Marvel sort of, and that's why she has the green outfit, and then she'll get the red outfit like at the end when Jude Law dies.
That's not very 2018.
What do you mean?
It's not very feminist. She's still having to play second fiddle to.
Well,
they'll be all over that.
That's why it's set in the 90s.
I suppose. How's she gonna? What will she be a post-credit scene in Infinity War?
I hope so. I think so. I don't think she's going to be in Infinity War, but one of the Russos like let it slip that they are introducing her in this film in Infinity War, because they were talking about like their roster of female protagonists, and they were like, "Oh, we're so glad we get to work with Captain Marvel and how we get to introduce her into Infinity War."
I'm surprised no one killed them.
Yeah, so
I think we'll talk more about this kind of stuff. I think we should probably, I shouldn't have asked you about the Infinity War thing because we are having an entire Marvel month. Basically.
Yeah, next month we'll be talking about Infinity War. We'll be ranking the Marvel films because Cameron, you've been making your way through. How close are you to finishing?
I won't be done when we do the Marvel ranking, but I've seen all of them quite recently. The ones I've not seen quite recently, I'm through now. So
what phase are you at?
I'm halfway through phase 2 by the time this goes up. I should be finished. I should be coming up to doing a Guardians of the Galaxy double bill because I'm doing them in a half chronological half release date kind of thing. So Guardians of the Galaxy takes place like a month between each other. So I'm just gonna watch them back to back because I feel like that's slightly makes more sense. And then I have Civil War, and then I'll be completely. Then I've seen all the other ones. Black Panther I don't unfortunately get to watch because we can't be bothered pirating it, and I don't want to. It's not on Blu-ray yet, so bit of an issue.
Okay.
All right, so we should move on
that.
to the end of the news section.
So you can look forward to that next month. Cameron, over the week we saw a bunch of movies, starting with Pacific Rim Uprising, the sequel to Guillermo del Toro, bless his heart, Pacific Rim. I love him so much. I watched Devil's Backbone over the weekend.
Oh, I've not seen any of his. I've only seen like the two like the three like. Oh, I've watched Guillermo del Toro movies like The Pan's Labyrinth, The Shape of Water, and The Pacific Rims. I've not seen any of his other stuff. Oh no, I tell a lie. I have seen Crimson Peak, which I enjoyed a lot. I own it, but I have not watched it. I know.
Watch it now, boy. That was like, I loved it as a child. I watched it over and over again.
I bought it in the CEX for like £1, and I was like, "This." I've heard people say good things about this. I'll need to watch it at some point. But I didn't ever get to it. Pacific Rim. Thoughts?
Pacific Rim Uprising. I don't think this film should have been made.
Why is that, Jordi?
I think it's a cheap cash grab that basically takes everything the first film did and then tries to just recreate the monster versus machine blockbuster epic, but it has no heart behind it.
Did the first one have heart behind it?
Yes.
Okay. I watched the first one and I didn't really feel that heart. mainly because I don't think Charlie Hunnam has one.
But Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
I enjoyed this. I thought the smashy stuff was good. I didn't think anything else was good. I think it had a lot of scale. This one lacked scale, I felt.
Did you care about any of the characters?
I don't think I cared about any of the characters in any of them, really. I kind of felt bad for Idris Elba in the first one, but this time, John Boyega is charismatic. I give him that, but I did not care at all.
Because in the first one, they make a point of trying to get them at sea so that they don't have any civilian casualties. In this one, they don't care.
Yeah, no, they just decide to we'll just completely destroy Tokyo, or was it Hong Kong, or where was it?
Where's Mount Fuji? Tokyo.
Who cares? Tokyo, yeah, they completely destroyed Tokyo for no particular reason.
The John Boyega and Scott Eastwood's machine has this gravity wrecking ball thing that they just pick up a shit ton of cars and don't check like what they're picking up.
Yeah, no, I noticed that because they just stand on things as well, and they've got no clue if anyone's in them or what's going on. It felt, whereas the other, like, the animation felt weird as well. Like the first one had like grand scale and like weight to the actual like CGI, and this one just felt like empty machines battling each other, because a lot of it is just drone on drone. Like, it's just Jaeger and Jaeger fighting until the very end, isn't it? It's just kind of,
yeah, and there's a lot of jumping and stuff, and it all feels a bit like, it feels too anime. It feels like an anime version of Pacific Rim, which is based on Mecha Gundam anime, which is very strange.
How are you feeling about Charlie Day?
Charlie Day. Let's not go to spoilers for this because like it doesn't really matter. There's no point. There's no story. Charlie Day goes through character development in this that is very odd, and I don't think it's meant to be funny.
Yeah, but Charlie Day, anything Charlie Day says is kind of funny.
It doesn't,
because it's Charlie Day.
It doesn't come off like, I don't think it came off the way that the makers of the film wanted it to. Because it's very ridiculous.
There's a bit in it in a flat, and like an apartment, and they pan into a room, and you're like, are they dead serious right now? Is this genuinely happening?
So this is the way the film's going.
I want to talk about the kids. They have a whole training program full of young recruits.
This is definitely a kids' film.
Yeah,
like
but
the first one is adults. The second one is kids.
Yeah, they have kids as like some of the main characters in the movie, and a lot of them you want to punch. There's this Russian girl called Victoria, who she has a kind of like feud with the main girl, which I can't remember the name of now that I think about it. And it's just it felt kind of pointless because at the end they just joined together and they're like, yeah, we're not angry at each other anymore at all. And
yeah, they changed tones and like in one scene. That's the power of Scott Eastwood.
Yeah, because one of the main points about the main small girl in it was that she can't do the whole brain transfer thing, and then suddenly, no, I can do the brain transfer thing when I need to. Like,
yeah,
pointless. Stephen tonight, I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if I told you this or after we saw it, but he has plans to make a kind of like cinematic universe out of this. They've been talking about sequels for it, which I don't think it'll get one now. But
well, that was always the word that they were going to make this one, and then they were going to make Pacific Rim versus Godzilla before Godzilla went over to Universal.
Was that what they were going to do?
Yeah.
Godzilla's at Warner Brothers now, but Legendary.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Legendary kind of plays with both. Like, Legendary does the MonsterVerse, but that's licensed by Warner Brothers, so it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, so it was originally going to be,
because Legendary's new financer is Universal for all the other movies. I think they must still have some form of contract with Warner Brothers for the MonsterVerse, but I think there's still a possibility that Pacific Rim could appear in that. But Pacific Rim's getting its own. It's supposed to be like Stephen Tonight's been saying that it could get its own kind of universe. He's like, it's got Star Wars level spin-off opportunity.
What could
we have
they
a main
do?
line. We have a main line, and then we have a spin-off section where we can just do one shots and what ifs. And he was like, I was just reading it, thinking, this is pointless. Don't do this.
The first
Don't
film,
do this at all.
The first film is about monsters coming through a rift in the Pacific Ocean, and we created big robots to fight them, and then we defeat them.
Is Iron Man 2.
We defeat them. The second film is about big monsters coming through a rift in the Pacific Ocean, and we still have big robots to fight them, and we defeat them. What do you think the third one will be about?
I don't know. I doubt it would be about the main character getting PTSD and having to go and save the president and blowing up all of his Jaegers. But Pacific Rim Uprising basically has the same plot to Iron Man 2. Like, I was thinking what I was watching it. It's about someone steals the technology of the suits and warps it into like their own thing, and there's a person behind the scenes making all these changes to make all them evil.
Yeah,
that's basically the plot. That's basically the plot to Iron Man 2, and it's basically the plot to Pacific Rim Uprising.
So and Charlie Day is basically the Mickey Rourke of Pacific Rim.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not good, but it's not as bad as the next film.
Oh yeah, then we went to see A Wrinkle in Time, Ava DuVernay's masterpiece.
She is a queen. They're all queens. We have to respect cinema.
No,
what she's done for it. No, let's not tiptoe around it. Let's not tiptoe around this.
It's
terrible. Let's not be like, oh, I can see what she was trying to do.
It's bad film.
Judge her. We should judge her on what she tried to do. No, we should judge her on what she's given us, which is a pile of shit.
That shouldn't be how films are reviewed. You can't say, oh, she had a good idea, but she wasn't able to make that idea. That's a bad film.
Yeah.
That means she's bad at her job.
It's a film full of weak dialogue, weak characters. I can almost give her like kind of like design, because there's a couple cool designs for like monsters and shit, but at the same time,
I know Oprah that Winfrey design for like Michael Pena at the end.
Oprah Winfrey looks like she just rolled in some glitter.
Oh,
like
it doesn't matter what size you are.
Except Oprah says that she's 600 foot tall. 600 feet tall.
As massive Oprah comes stomping around. She becomes a giant in the film. I'm not making fun of Oprah Winfrey's size.
Maybe she is really big.
No, it's so.
Shall we say what happens in the movie? I think we should just go for the movie kind of like beat by beat, because Chris Pine disappears. He's trying to look for a way to.
Chris Pine has come across a theory that using a certain frequency or vibration, you can travel across the world, travel across the universe into different worlds. Luckily, not just landing in deep space. And one day, he's sort of like viewed as this crazy man, and one day he disappears, and then we follow the story of his daughter, who I forget the name of, played by Stormy Rain,
Stormy Thunderstorm.
Who is just one of the worst children actors. Oh my god. She looked like she's like a social
outcast, and that's kind of like what
she is bullied because her dad disappeared. Mm-hmm. She is shown as, she's like, oh, you guys are, your whole family are weirdos. The little brother, we'll get to him.
He deserves his own 5 minutes of conversation.
We are shown no example of why this girl would be bullied, apart from she just stands still during gym. In that one shot.
Kind of smart, I suppose. She's not doing anything to get attacked for.
Oh, they cut out all those scenes, all the scene in the trailer where she's explaining what her dad's research is about to that boy that comes in later. That was cut, so we're sitting through this film not thinking, oh, she's clever.
Yeah, we're just thinking she listens to her dad.
This is a bad film.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm really sad about my dad disappearing," which is fair enough, really. Yep, really sad. And it's on the 1 year, like what was it, the 4th year, the 1 year anniversary?
I think it's just 1 year. Yeah,
1 year anniversary. He Reese Witherspoon comes and meets her, and says,
"Yes, because
hey, there's more stuff going on, I suppose." But Charles Wallace is talking to them, which is his
Meg's the name. Oh yeah,
Meg's
her little brother is called Charles Wallace,
who is but I think he's supposed to be like the new Einstein, basically, is what they kind of allude to.
He's supposed to be very smart, but
no one just calls him Charles or Wallace. They call every time they refer to him, they have to go Charles Wallace. Charles Wallace. Charles Wallace.
It's like the
Charles Wallace. Where are you, Charles Wallace?
The weirdest thing, because this film is written as if it's a Disney Channel movie, because the first thing that you see of Charles Wallace, this person that's supposed to be clever, is that he's learning the word exclusivity.
No, he was just using it as his word of the day. I'm pretty sure. Word of the day is pretty sure, but yeah.
But you could have just given him a better word, or was the actor just not? Was the kid not able to just read?
I don't think it's fair to gang up on the kids, but I think we can possibly gang up on the glitter fairies.
Oh, don't get me started. Yes, so we then meet Wismed. Oh my god,
Miss What's it?
Yeah, she's Miss What's it.
What's it? Miss Why is it?
Yeah, Reese Witherspoon plays Miss What's it, and then we meet Mindy. What's her name?
Mindy Kaling, who's supposed to only speak in quotes, but doesn't all sometimes.
She just quotes the most random thing. It doesn't make sense.
There's a pop culture one that they put in. Oh, is it like hot damn or something? She says, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
it was. I think it's like a quote from Rush Hour, and it's just really out of place.
Later, she
really
quotes Lin-Manuel Miranda, because she quotes Hamilton. She goes, "Tomorrow there will be more of us," and it's like, oh my god, this is a bad script. We then meet Oprah Winfrey, who plays Mrs. Witch, and basically they take them to a place that's not... What's it called? They call it... It's a different planet. They take her to a different planet.
Just a green place, a big field, I think is where they go.
Oh shit, we forgot about the boy that they meet.
He's alright, I don't mind him.
Because one day they're just walking their dog, and then we just find him.
Because Charles Wallace told them to.
No,
I think
he just...
Was it not?
No, it's
I had the feeling.
Calvin. Yeah, he's like, oh, I just had this feeling I should come here.
I think it was the witches.
If only that worked in every film, where it's like you don't really need a reason to do something.
It's really boring. Like, we could just go on about it forever, but it's just really boring. Zach Galifianakis is in it.
I like your hair.
Who's handstands. Oh yeah.
How many times did you have to say that?
She snaps at that for some reason. I don't get it. I think it's like a thing because she has curly hair.
I think it's just supposed to be a women don't need confirmation from men.
It's just a compliment.
It's a yeah.
What's the deal with the girl from Girl Meets World? She's like anorexic or something, and there's like there's a bit where it's like, oh, you need to think about all other people and why they might be angry.
Oh, I hate films that do this. Basically, the big baddie is the embodiment of hate and darkness and just bad things. And basically, they explain it that because this thing exists and it's made its way to Earth, that's why people are horrible, and that's why this girl gets bullied. And that's...
Do you think people are no longer evil on Earth after she comes home?
That must be... I don't know, because that's the same problem I had with Wonder Woman, was the fact that because Ares was on Earth, that's why there were wars, but then she defeats Ares, but so why are there still wars in like Batman versus Superman? What's happening there?
There's also evil takes its embodiment as Charles Wallace, does it not? I fell asleep for a bit.
It's so confusing.
I fell asleep for a bit after Michael Pena. Michael Pena appeared on screen, and I was like, why is he in a multicolored suit? What is his purpose? And then I was like, I'm too tired to deal with this, and I fell asleep.
Yeah,
I woke back up again. Chris Pine was getting dragged by the ankles, and then I kind of dozed off again.
Right, so...
And Charles Wallace was evil.
What happened
and trying to kill Storm.
they find out that the bad guy's called the It, by the way, and they find out that
I thought it was a Stephen King crossover, or is it just
they find out that Chris Pine, the dad, is he's being tracked by the It, so they have to travel to. They accidentally travel to where the It is, or inside the It. It's not very good at explaining itself.
So they get there, they're like, "Oh, I'm hungry."
Right, so they get to this sort of street where it's like there's a bunch of houses and there's kids bouncing a ball, and then their mums come out and they're like, "Children, time for dinner," and then that's it. And they're like, "Oh, do you want to come in?" And she's like,
"No,
Meg's
I do not trust
no.
you."
That's the first clever thing she's done, in the film. And then they're like, "That's it."
But why would Charles Wallace and the Calvin be like, "Yeah, I want to go in there because we've not just been warned that we're going to go into the dark side."
This happens all the time in films where they're told not to go off the path, and then they go off the path because they don't listen. So they go to a beach.
Yeah, because they get transported to the beach where Michael Pena is sitting there having a.
They don't really get transported. They just end up at a beach. They do.
It disappears and then they end up there.
Do
like,
they?
They kind of get like, yeah, the
my
world
God.
folds in on itself and then it comes up and they appear at a beach.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, they end up at a beach and then they meet Michael Pena, who's I don't know.
Man in red suit is what I'm.
He's called Red.
Oh right.
Yeah, he's called
Red. That's a really
Red.
simple name.
And then he's like, "Here's some food," because that worked the first time. And then the boy Calvin's like, "Fuck yeah," and he eats the sandwich. And then Charles Walls is like, and eats the sandwich, but he's like, "Oh, it tastes like sand." And Calvin's like, "It doesn't taste like sand to me."
Why did it taste like sand? I wasn't really paying attention.
They don't explain. They don't explain that.
I think it's supposed to be some form of metaphor.
I don't know. Charles Walsh is like, "Oh, it's sand," and then Michael Pena's like, "Oh, you're clever, Charles Walsh," and then Charles Walsh
takes
takes
like
his hand.
sand to Charles Wallace because he blocked it out of his mind. Only when he becomes.
But then he becomes it. That
he becomes eliminated by it. He thinks that food tastes good. It tastes like sand to Charles Wallace because he's blocked out the it. It just repeats it. I don't know why it just repeated it there.
Have you looked this up?
Yeah, I just looked up.
But then why does Charles Wallace then instantly after that become the It? Because that's the moment when she
I don't get it. I don't think I got the movie. I also didn't enjoy the movie. I didn't want to get the movie because I couldn't be bothered.
And then they defeat the It. They find Chris Pine.
No one asks where we found Chris Pine. And I don't think anyone would believe them when they say, "Yeah, we found Chris Pine a different world. Oprah Winfrey helped us find him."
It's all a happy ending. They defeat the It, and now everyone's happy. And the bully's like, "Oh, I can accept this girl now."
No, he was in love with her from the beginning.
What? No, the bully.
Oh yeah. Because they defeated the It. I think there are A Wrinkle in Time sequels.
Well, no, it's just one book, I think.
A Wrinkle in Time, A Wind in the Door, A Swiftly Tilting Planet, Many Waters, An Acceptable Time. Meg Calvin and a disagreeable school principal have to travel inside one of Charles Wallace's mitochondria to save him from a deadly disease. Part of a cosmic battle against the evil
This is a bad film.
I hope this doesn't get made. I don't think it will get made.
Have you seen all the astounding reviews it's getting?
You mean the middle of the road reviews because people are too bad to say it's bad? People think it's not acceptable to say it's a terrible movie.
I don't get why. That's literally like...
Because it's Ava DuVernay.
But she's made good films.
We're riding on the Black Panther hype right now.
I really liked Selma.
I've not seen Selma.
It was a very good film. But this is just lazy. It's bad storytelling. It's lazy characters. It doesn't even look that good. Like when Reese Witherspoon becomes a big fucking leaf. It's terrible green screen. there's so much of giant Oprah Winfrey, and it's terrible when they put her against other characters. Oh, it's terrible.
It just has no charm to it whatsoever. It has nothing. It has nothing going for it at all. It's got bad performances, a bad script, bad everything really. You just name it and it's bad. Charles Wallace is the only. I laughed twice and it was because of Charles Wallace. And that's why it gets half a star.
I laughed.
It's the worst movie I've seen this year.
And that was because there's a bit in it when they're visiting Zach Galifianakis, and Zach Galifianakis tells them off, and Meg's like, "You sound like my mum," and Zach Galifianakis says, "Does she speak in baritone?" That's the only funny thing in the film.
Right. Moving on from
Speaking of funny, we then saw a film that was actually quite good.
It was actually really good. It's Blockers, which is very funny. John Cena's
Blockers starring John Cena, Leslie Mann, and that guy I always forget the name of.
He's in a lot of comedies recently.
He was in a Disaster movie. That's all I remember.
Was he actually?
Yeah, he plays like a bunch of people. He plays Beowulf, because he goes, "I am Beowulf."
Does he actually?
Yeah.
That was the first 12 I ever watched. No joke.
It has Alvin and the Chipmunks and Juno and Hellboy.
Actually, it wasn't even a 12.
Hellboy gets crushed by
it was a 12.
Ike Barinholtz. He looks a lot like Mark Wahlberg in that picture. And then also all the main girls, who were very good.
Yeah, everyone's great. Everyone's really funny. Like, constantly, consistently funny.
Film last, because this was...
It saved the day.
A well-told story. Like, it's not the best comedy film, but it's
the best comedy I've seen this year, I'd say. It's better than Game Night, I thought.
A laugh every 5 minutes.
I think more than 5 minutes. I laughed at most of the jokes. There wasn't a point.
Oh yeah, definitely. Every
there wasn't
joke
a point where I
landed,
didn't laugh. Yeah, even the teenagers at the back of the cinema couldn't put me off it. Like, it's just constantly funny.
I mean, you did the whole turn around quickly and turn back thing.
Just to see, I wanted to see where it was going, and I wanted to see where they were, and I was considering going out and telling someone, but I didn't do it in the end. One of our friends came in who works at the cinema came in to check, and I nearly fingered her over, but I didn't. I should have. Yeah, it's about girls that have on their prom night decide to have a sex pact with their boyfriends.
They're gonna lose their V's.
Yeah, and
their virginities, not their vaginas. Yes. That would be horrible.
The parents find out because one of them leaves their laptop open at a party, like a prom party, I suppose. I don't know if people do them.
Yeah, it's like a pre-prom party. It's like a barbecue,
and it just go on a really random adventure, and it's weirdly kind of poignant. Like, I suppose in a way, it's like it's got a lot of like.
It's surprisingly messages. There's like a surprising underlying tone of because they talk about it in the film. They're like why do girls have to have their virginities treated as like this innocent precious thing? Well, it's really good for boys to lose their virginity. That was I wasn't expecting that, and I wasn't put off by that. It was really good.
I think it was directed by a girl, which I think is another one of them. It was directed by it was directed by a woman.
Kay
so I think that's another who has written a couple comedies, I think, in the past. This is her directorial take.
She wrote the first Pitch Perfect.
Oh yeah.
She was a producer on Pitch Perfect 2 and 30 Rock and How to Be Single.
So she's got a very good comedy background. I think it also handles LGBT stuff really well. As like one of the, I don't think this is one of the girls is gay and hasn't quite accepted it yet, and she kind of comes to terms with that over the night as well. It's a lot of fun, and
this was a much better representation film than A Wrinkle in Time.
Well, I suppose and if you're just going by like sexuality, I suppose. Oh no, actually, yeah, no, there was a mixed race couple, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I had a lot of fun, and I think it's definitely the best film that came out. It's coming out. It's officially out yesterday, isn't it? From when this goes live, we saw it at the preview at the weekend, and it came out. It comes out on the 30th.
I'm not sure that was a preview because there were like a bunch of them.
It was a see it first of the weekend thing.
Oh right.
So it comes out this weekend officially.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely the best one to come out that isn't Isle of Dogs, which we're about to speak about in about 50 seconds. That comes out this week. So yeah, definitely check out John Cena's bare ass is in it.
Yes.
So stay for that end credit scene. I would. If I were you.
Just don't judge his crying acting.
Oh, the butt chugging. Sorry, could we just add it quickly? The butt chugging scene where I laughed the entire time, and also the car chase as well. I never thought I would laugh so much at someone vomiting to classical music.
Yes.
And the Fast and Furious stuff. But even the end bit, it's really cute, isn't it? The bit where the girl is about to lose her virginity, and she's like, and she's dancing to Niall Horan song, and Leslie Mann's trying to escape the room because she's hiding under the bed.
Oh yeah, I laughed my ass off when she gets shocked. She's like trying to hide behind like a drawers with the television, and she gets shocked because she like stands on the wires or something, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh god, so good.
Yeah.
So we move on to Wes Anderson's new movie, which is I feel like it's the biggest release come of this week. I think.
Oh.
Which I saw. I'm a bit rusty on, so you're gonna have to remind me about it. I couldn't get to the limited screen. I saw it at the Glasgow Film Festival at its UK premiere on the 40th. No, it was like the 21st or something. And this moment I got out of it, I was like 5 stars. It's the best movie I've ever seen, best movie of the year so far. Like above Phantom Thread, above. It's still above. You were never really here. What did you think about it?
I thought, best one of the year so far. I am a big fan. Not so much a big fan of Wes Anderson. I really like his. I love his films. Like a bit. I'm not the biggest fan, but I am a really big fan of
one of my favorite directors. Which is I want to add.
Oh yeah, he's brilliant. There's no deny. But
he's on my list. Like top. I think he's slightly my favorite Anderson. I don't know. It's a different between him and Paul Thomas Anderson. He's my favorite Anderson. I think.
I'm more of just a massive fan of the Fantastic Mr. Fox film. Because I just love the way it's done. I love the framing, the cinematography, the color scheme.
Isle of Dogs is gonna be way up your street then, I assume.
Yes, so I was very much looking forward to this film. When I came out the theater, I was very confused not confused, but conflicted between whether I thought this film was better than than Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
And I was I had a long thought over like 2 days because I just couldn't figure it out. And I figured out basically Isle of Dogs is a better film than Fantastic Mr. Fox. In terms of production, he has improved immensely.
It's got a bigger scale, I think. It's also got. I think it's slightly. It must be slightly aided by CGI in some bits, I'd assume. But it just feels grander in scale. It feels grander It feels like there's a lot more. I don't know about effort, but a lot more thought has been put into the way, the actual like setting and kind of like scope of the movie. I think because they nail Japan. Like I think as like a kind of semi-futuristic Japan, which has been getting a lot of backlash. I think for some weird and wonderful reason, people have been like, "This is cultural appropriation at its worst." There's no Japanese
there's been a lot of threatening for whitewashing, but I don't think those people have seen the film.
Yeah, no, because there's a disclaimer at the beginning. I thought that's when I first saw it, I was like, "This is really clever." So they go, all Japanese as in Japanese. It's been translated.
It's like everyone speaks their own language.
So there's a translator, or it's translated for text, for just like that happens to be where in the shot, whereas all the dog barks have been translated into English, is what the disclaimer says at the beginning.
Yes.
which I thought was pretty funny, and it's also a good way of getting around that. I thought, because Atari is completely Japanese, and the Mayor Kobayashi is completely Japanese, and everyone else is completely Japanese. I thought it nailed the kind of look. I thought it nailed it. They obviously watched a lot of Japanese cinema before they went into this, which who hasn't, if they're working in films that weren't going, if they were going to make a film like this. But it's it just looks amazing.
The only English human speakers are what's her face?
The translator and Greta Gerwig's
the translator played by Frances McDormand and Greta Gerwig's Lucy.
Was that Frances? Was that who Frances McDormand played? I was still trying to figure out who it was, because it sounded a bit too happy to be Frances McDormand.
I think if you when she says there's going to be a fight, I think that's what there's going to be a fight. I think that's very Frances McDormandy. Yes, but as I was saying, I think I prefer Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay,
because I just like the tone. Yeah, I like George Clooney as Fantastic Mr. Fox. But yeah, I like
this better because it had a much not because Roald Dahl's great. I felt this had a much more
original.
Yeah, original feel
definitely,
to it. I thought the voice cast was amazing. Jeff Goldblum's character was probably the funniest of the lot. Have you heard about Isle of Dogs?
Who recorded all his lines over a phone because he wasn't able to make it to the recording.
Yeah, I heard about that because they had the producer at the premiere, and he was saying about how a lot of this was filmed on it. I've also read. I bought Sight and Sound Little White Lies this month because they've all have Isle of Dogs plastered on the front of them. So I've just been reading about Isle of Dogs non-stop. I did not know that Jason Schwartzman was related to Francis Ford Coppola, which was a new thing I learned in the last month. But yeah, everyone is great, like completely great. Bryan Cranston's really good. Who plays Spots? Is it Liev Schreiber that plays
Yes,
Spots?
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, they're both really good. I can't get over it. Like, Wes Anderson is just, we don't deserve him.
Brilliant.
He's just so good.
I really want him to make a Muppets film.
I think that'd be amazing. I think you could, if you made Wes Anderson you could make Wes Anderson do anything and still put an original, like his own style on it, and it would still be great. I don't think he's really designed to do like mainstream film. Like, I wouldn't want to see him do a Star Wars movie. I wouldn't want to see him like do a superhero movie. I think something like that's slightly witty but can be serious at times, like the Muppets, would be really funny to see.
Yeah.
So if they made a third Muppets movie and decided to make it a good one, like the 2011 one, which is really, really, really good.
Was that which one was that? Was that
Jason Segel? I think it was directed.
Did you not like Muppets Most Wanted?
No, I didn't like Muppets Most Wanted.
I think Ty Burrell saved that film. I loved every moment Ty Burrell was on screen as the French inspector, because I really want him to be, if there was ever going to be a reboot of the Pink Panther, or a second reboot, I guess, I think Ty Burrell would be brilliant as Inspector Clouseau.
I just think with the Muppets you can have, I think Muppets are only good with humans, so like I thought Most Wanted was a bit too much of a Muppets movie and not enough humans with Muppets in them. I think Muppets work better with humans to play off of, and I felt there was too many Muppet moments on their own in Muppets Most Wanted to make it work for me, which was weird. It's kind of the same thing that happens for Minions as well. Like, the Minions movie is terrible, but Despicable Me works better because the Minions
do you think they're better as just a comedy plot point, or not a comedy a plot point?
As like as not like side characters, but something like they're not the only. I need humans in it.
Filler.
Like Jason Segel makes that movie for me.
Right.
Like, and Amy Adams, they're the two. I think Jason Segel and, in a way, the main Muppet, I think, are the two, like, the three funniest people in that movie. But yeah, I also like the songs as well. I think it's a really, I didn't expect it to be a musical, but I thought it was amazing.
It was done by Brett McKenzie of Flight of the Conchords, and he won an Oscar.
Yeah, I know, because Man or Muppet, because that was one of my favorite songs of the film. I think Life's a Happy Song is something that's still
with random Jim Parsons appearing.
Yeah, that made me laugh a lot. Like, I was watching that movie and I was like.
But anyway, back to Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, sorry, Isle of Dogs.
So Isle of Dogs is about a boy.
I love dogs.
It's basically in Japan I think it's in the near future. The mayor of it's the city Megasaki. The mayor Kobayashi basically
he issues a decree to get rid of the dogs.
Yeah, he makes a ban of all dogs because there's a nasty case of dog flu.
Or something yeah.
So they're sent to this place called Trash Island.
Abandoned that, yeah. So it becomes the Isle of Dogs.
Mm-hmm. And they send. There's a dog called Spot, and basically that dog is not. Well, yeah, he is owned. He used to be the bodyguard of Atari Kobayashi, who he's called Atari Kobayashi in the trailers, isn't he? Like his full name is revealed.
I didn't know until until I saw the outline of him in the movie that he was Kobayashi's son. I think it's you can put 2 and 2 together from the very beginning. Like, it's not much of a spoiler. I think it tries to act like it is like a big reveal, but I didn't see it as that. I thought it was just like, oh, the dogs have learned that he's a Kobayashi, like, kind of thing. Like, that must be difficult for them.
So Atari hijacks a plane and goes over to Isle of Dogs, and he meets a group of dogs played by Bryan Cranston, Ed Norton, Jeff Goldblum, and who's the fourth one? Who plays
Bill Murray? How could you forget Bill Murray?
Bill
Murray, our Lord and Savior, who is. I really want to see it. He's doing a concert in Edinburgh in June. I really want to see him. Or I'm just going to walk around Edinburgh in the hopes I bump into Bill Murray, because he's honestly one of my favorite actors and just people in general. I think his way is very funny. He's got a very unique comedy style. He's just a genius, and he's very Bill Murray in this film. But there's not enough of him, I felt. But there's never enough Bill Murray.
There's never enough Bill Murray. I mean, he kind of just ruined his. Wait, who's King? Which one's King?
I think it'll probably be Ed Norton or Bill Murray, because I know Spot. I know
No, King is Bob Balaban.
Oh right, he's the nerd. Have you seen Moonrise Kingdom?
Oh, he's the one with the mustache.
Yeah, he's that guy.
I forgot he was in the film.
Yeah, because Tilda Swinton's in it as well, but she's in a very small part, and I don't want to spoil the part she's in, but she's one of the funniest. She's a very funny character in this movie as well.
She just, every time she appears on screen, it's just funny for some reason. Because she's always with, her character's always with a bigger dog. Scarlett
Johansson we didn't mention as well, Bryan Cranston's love interest, who is a poodle, like a show dog. She does like tricks and stuff.
Who we don't see for a lot of the film, but it was still very good.
When she's on screen as well, she's very funny. But it balances, both Wes Anderson does well as he balances wit, and he balances like pure emotion and drama very well.
Bryan Cranston's development / plot twist comes out of nowhere for his character.
You can't. There's a lot of things you don't see coming. It's something you really want to experience. I would recommend go and see it as soon as physically possible. It's just it will probably be either be the top 3 of the year for me, or I think it will definitely stay at number 1 for a very long time. 5 stars.
I can't think of anything.
I cannot praise it enough. Like, it just, for me, Phantom Thread is very close second. Like, I think if I watched it again, which I'm going to hopefully in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go see it again. I think it may. I don't know. They're very close to each other, and I think they could overtake each other. But I think after I watch one, I'm like, oh, that's the best film. I watch another one, that's the best film. Like, it's just kind of like it's rotating basically. But Isle of Dogs is still there, and I'm gonna go see it on Monday. I'm so excited.
Because my top 3 of 2018 so far are Isle of Dogs, Shape of Water, and controversial Ready Player One. And I think Avengers: Infinity War might push Ready Player One down.
I hope so. I can tell you my top 5. I think off the top of my head. I can't remember. Actually, no, I don't know the 5. I know my top 4 are definitely, and 2 of which are in the show today. So number 4, Unsane. Number 3, You Were Never Really Here. Number 2, Phantom Thread, and number 1, Isle of Dogs. So it's been a good beginning of the year for good movies, and it's also been a really bad beginning of the year for bad movies. Like, there's been a lot of good with the bad. Oh my god. So should we move on from Isle of Dogs, or you got anything more to say about that?
I'm done with the Isle of Dogs, so I think it's pretty clear that it is our official film of the year so far.
Yeah, I think so. At least quarter 1 2018 is number one. So yeah, I'm excited to see. I hope Wes Anderson brings a new film out. I hope he's just working on it now. I just want more Wes Anderson, which is, you can't have enough Wes Anderson as well. So he's like Bill Murray. You can really just have a constant amount of him and never be bored.
I mean, I like that he takes a long time to make his films, and he's not just churning them out.
4 years, I think, has been between that and Grand Budapest.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's not. I think I can do it for every 4 years.
I think,
but it was only 2. I think for live. I think because this takes longer. His live action films was only 2 years between. So 2 or 3 years. So it was 2007. He did Life Aquatic. Then no, he didn't. I don't think he did anything in 2010. 2012, it was Moonrise Kingdom. Actually, 2010 was Fantastic Mr. Fox. So I think. Right. So it was like there's been 4 and then like 3 or 4 and then 2 and 2. So I think these ones obviously take a lot longer. But it's my favorite Wes Anderson and favorite film of the year. Yeah, moving on. Is there anything you want to add? Because I feel like this podcast is going to be the longest podcast we've ever done.
Oh, definitely. It's almost an hour and a half. It'll be.
Fair.
Next week, you'll have seen A Quiet Place. I might not have.
Are you not coming?
I don't think I'll be back in time. Because I'm visiting family for Easter Sunday.
Oh, so you don't know. It's at 4, so let me know.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll have seen Midnight Sun. I'm going to see Isle of Dogs again, so I'll have some stuff on that, probably. Nothing else really comes out. I think I could talk about Thoroughbreds, even though it's been like a month since I've seen it.
I think this is the first film in weeks that I won't have... There's like no films for me coming out that I'll have seen. So...
I think I might have a review. It depends if I go in. I might have a reevaluation of Ready Player One. Because I've got to meet people for uni, and I think after that I'll probably go and see some films. So I really want to see the Niall.
Oh, if we're starting MCU month.
Yeah, I think we should the first. I think because we're doing it a bit differently. There's going to be a couple pre-recorded. Should I say? There's going to be a couple pre-recorded episodes because we're not going to be able to meet up for certain times.
For a few weeks over the next few months, we won't be able to get to each other because I'll be going away for a certain weeks for various reasons, and Cameron will be going away for various reasons.
But even if you can't tell, we're not in the same room this week, so it's not good. Like it's not like there's going to be an issue.
It feels so
not
weird.
Getting to each other. It's kind of like he's doing things, I'm doing things, kind of that we can't.
We have lives, okay?
Yeah.
You guys don't pay us, so this isn't our jobs.
Next week will be a normal episode, and then two weeks from now there'll be 2 pre-recorded episodes that come out back to back. One on ranking the MCU is next week a normal episode, and then one on ranking the MCU.
I think next week starts MCU, so it should go MCU ranked part 1 because there's a lot of MCU films. MCU ranked, but
there'll still I think at the beginning there'll still be some normal reviews.
On
the one that we're doing that week, and then the second half will be the second half of that will just be a pre-recorded episode that will split in half. So yeah. And then we'll do one for predicting Infinity War. So we'll have knowledge, hopefully, assume.
Because we like to think that we can figure out the story before the film comes out.
But I hope not. I hope I'm not right, which is one of the... I don't want to be right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm really excited. I think we're gonna have... I think it's gonna be some decent episodes coming up. I think we've got better as well. Because this one we weren't awkward at the beginning. We're just awkward at the end. So... Yeah.
We just need to record on time.
Next week
Next week you'll be here, so
next week I'll be there. I enjoyed this. I think I've been better for being over here. I think it's fine. We'll be fine. Thank you for listening. You can find us on
Twitter. You can
Twitter
find us on
at Ohio Films, Instagram at Ohio Films, Facebook.com/Ohio Films.
YouTube.
One day we'll probably have a website, youtube.com/Ohio Films as well. bit.ly/Ohio YouTube, because we don't have because no one subscribed to us yet. We don't have a custom URL.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Yeah, we're available on SoundCloud, our podcast services. If you're listening on YouTube, there'll be links will be in the description.
And iTunes.
All of these, iTunes we're also available on now. If you want to leave a link, a review.
Please rate us.
Rate us nicely.
That feels so weird.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay.
Jesus.
On Twitter for this. I can't believe this is the end of the podcast, and maybe you should add a bit of me, but some bit of me at the beginning. But we're going to be giving away a digital copy of Pacific Rim on our Twitter. If you go to the link in the description, hopefully, if you follow and retweet us, retweet the tweet, we will you'll be entered into winning a digital copy for Pacific Rim, which will work on in Movies Anywhere in America, and it'll work on Flickster and other stuff in the UK, and I think it's 4K as well, it's cool.
So all 6 of you listening, you have the chance to win.
You have a 1 in
Pacific
6
Rim.
chance of winning Pacific Rim. So have fun with that.
You'll probably get Pacific Rim.
If you're listening, you probably won Pacific Rim. This is just a cheap bid for us to get subscribers and followers on Twitter. So yeah, enjoy that if you win, which you probably will. Yeah. So yeah, all links in the description for our personals as well. We'll see you next week for reviews, including Midnight Sun,
A Quiet Place,
and some other stuff that we'll probably watch during the week. Since we didn't do anything we've really watched because this show ran on, so we didn't do anything we watched at home.
Jesus Christ! I have to edit this. Can we stop now?
Okay. Right. Yeah. See you later.
Bye.